I time traveled. The only way I can return home is by maxing out the heroine's disgust level. So I kicked off my self-destruct mode. Whatever she liked, I'd snatch. Whatever she hated, I'd shove in her face. My sole goal was to make her loathe me. But later on, she started indulging me more and more. When others complained about me, she'd calmly say, "He only acts up with me. Why are you so worried?" Jennifer Delaney and I grew up together. But at her birthday party, she invited everyone except me. Fine. I had no shame. I crashed it anyway. I kicked open the doors, and the room went dead silent. Everyone turned to stare. Damn, you scared the hell out of me. Luke Dawson, can you not blow up every time? I swear I want to smack him. With a name that gentle, he's got a temper like a grenade. I couldn't care less. After sweeping the room with my eyes, I headed straight to Jennifer, who was on the phone in the corner. Delaney Chen, what's the deal with not inviting me? My tone was cocky. Jennifer muttered a few more words into her phone before finally looking at me. She'd tied up her big, wavy hair in a high ponytail today, showing off her smooth forehead and slender neck. The orange-red lights overhead cast her profile in sharp relief, strikingly beautiful. But those icy eyes gave her a cutting edge. Classic heroine. I marveled again. Jennifer didn't even seem surprised I was there. She smoothly replied, "You were in Europe yesterday. How was I supposed to send you an invitation? Besides, you're here now, aren't you?" She gestured at the doors, where 8 security guards stood. Not one had dared stop me. Her words caught me off guard, but I kept my swagger. You send yours. I'll do what I want. If I'm in the mood, I'll show up. I looked around the hall. Seriously, what were you thinking picking such a lame venue? Zero vibe. My eyes shifted to the guests now gathering around. What are you staring at? Yeah, I'm talking about you. Suddenly, a plainly dressed man stepped forward, his delicate face full of defiance. Mr. Luke, how could you say that to everyone? That's so rude. You need to apologize to them. The hall fell silent. All eyes were on Jason Smith, who had just spoken up. I looked at him and laughed. I was the infamous brainless rich brat of this circle. With my parents backing me, I wreaked havoc. No one dared interfere, especially when it came to Jennifer. I was always dancing on her last nerve. People said if my family weren't so powerful, I'd have been ruined long ago. But they didn't know I'd been waiting for my ruin since I was a kid. I didn't belong to this world. By accident, I'd landed in this dumb, old-school angst novel. The original me was its most vile male supporting character. Rebellious, flashy, universally hated, and destined to land in prison. To get home, I had to stick to the original plot and make the heroine hate me. Fill the disgust bar and I'd be free. Jennifer was the heroine. So the first time I saw her, I latched onto her and started acting out. At first, I even had a system reporting my disgust points each day. They rose steadily, very reassuring. But one day in high school, it vanished. Left me fighting solo. I didn't panic. If I'd made her hate me before, I could do it again. So I kept grinding at my villain act, embodying the spoiled rich kid to the fullest. Jennifer likes something, I take it. Jennifer hates something, I dump it on her. Anything that might please her, I avoid. Anything that might annoy her, I do right in her face. Soon, she'd frown just at the sight of me, her whole face screaming disgust. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And tonight's party was the ideal chance to crank that bar higher. Here, Jennifer was drawn to Jason's pure, well-mannered, selfless personality and would hate me even more. I had one goal here, be Jason's foil, so Jennifer would despise me more. Looking at Jason standing up for everyone, I glanced at Jennifer beside me. She was watching him. The power of the plot was irresistible. Jennifer actually liked Jason. Time for my performance. I instantly slipped into villain mode, smirking with full-on arrogance. Who the hell do you think you are? Trying to lecture me? Jason's eyes went red like a rabbit's. Mr. Luke, how could you say that? I was only thinking of everyone. He looked to the guests, hoping someone would back him up. But silence. These people had grown up under my tyranny. Apart from Jennifer, who dare confront me? I turned to Jennifer. She was still watching Jason, brow furrowed, like she resented no one defending him. She really adored him. Jason seemed to realize something too and turned to her pitifully asking, Miss Jennifer, am I wrong? Wait, isn't the male lead supposed to be strong, cool, and domineering? Why is he acting like a green tea schemer? Jennifer likes this type? Don't get it, but fine. Everyone stared at Jennifer, hoping she'd scold me like usual. I stared too, ready to be chewed out. But after a pause, she calmly said, You a cop? Jason froze and shook his head. Then why are you meddling? Her tone dripped with impatience. I was dumbfounded. This made no sense. Did Jennifer have some big deal with my dad? Was she sparing me for his sake? Before I could process it, Jennifer had the security guards throw Jason out. The party resumed like nothing happened. I stared at Jennifer, unable to stop myself from asking, You working on a big project with my dad again? She shook her head. I was even more stunned, pointing at the door. That was Jason! Jason, you know! Doesn't he make you feel anything? He's the male lead! You're supposed to fall at first sight, hello? Jennifer frowned. Luke, don't come back and start acting crazy. She cursed me out. I felt great. Yep, that's the stuff. I still didn't know why she hadn't sided with the male lead, but whatever. She still hated me. I was relieved. Jason was gone, and there was no point in me staying. After a while, I decided to leave. As I reached the door, a voice rang in my head, the system. What the hell, host? How did the disgust bar drop to 0? Don't tell me you've been secretly buttering up the heroin while I was gone. Excuse me? Suspect me? I marched right back to make Jennifer scold me in front of the system. Clearly, it was this busted system acting up. As soon as I walked over, I saw a bunch of people sitting around Jennifer, trash-talking me. Not that unusual. With my persona, people bad-mouthing me was par for the course. But for the first time, I heard Jennifer's reply. She said, He only acts up with me. Why are you so worked up? Jennifer lazily swirled her wine glass, a faint smile on her lips. The people around her glanced at one another, rolling their eyes behind her back. Only one of her close friends spoke up directly. Here we go again. Guess our lives don't matter, huh? Jennifer's smile deepened, her tone teasing. Some things don't need saying, you know. In an instant, several of them lunged toward her, pretending to beat her up. Ugh, you lovesick fool! At that moment, waves crashed inside me. Holy crap, Jennifer really was hiding deep. What's wrong with her? Liking someone who's bullied her since childhood. Shocked, I bolted from the scene without noticing that Jennifer's eyes locked on me the moment I turned away. Always running off when things get real. On the way home, I replayed the last few years with the system. From egging my dad on to snatch Jennifer's projects to sneaking off to shave her dog bald, every single move worthy of a villain's title. Absolutely detestable. The system was baffled. This makes no sense. If it were me, I'd have punched you 800 times by now. If you can't say anything useful, shut up. Not one word I wanted to hear. After a moment of silence between us, the system muttered, What if Jennifer's a masochist? The more you torment her, the more thrilled she gets. No way. I didn't get it, but I was floored. The system seemed to have figured something out and got more and more excited. That's gotta be it. How else could you be so awful and she still indulges you? Ah, my brilliant brain. This is some good shipping material, huh? But all I could think of were the words masochist. My mind conjured up an image of Jennifer leaning against me, begging me to keep tormenting her. I shivered all over. Terrifying! I admit, I panicked. System, save me! Just let her keep cursing me out. Call me an idiot. Say I'm crazy, just don't let her stay this twisted. The system fell silent too. Ever consider maybe I meant she likes you? Instantly, my brain played a scene of me and Jennifer, fingers entwined, staring into each other's eyes. Her usual calm gone, replaced with endless tenderness. Another shiver ran through me. Then let her stay twisted! That's scarier than her being twisted! System Lord, I can't handle this. Because of all this, I actually stayed quietly at home for a few days for the first time. I was terrified of running into Jennifer and hearing her say, You'll only act up for me, right? I couldn't take it. Not one bit. But clearly, I'm not someone who can stay put. When my buddy Tony invited me to his costume party, I said yes right away. Tony throws this party every year, each time with different, wild themes. He's perfected variety to an art. Best part is, Jennifer's crowd never shows. She's always kept a mile from this sort of thing. Once I decided to go, I dragged Tony to start prepping costumes. When I picked out an ancient-style outfit, I nodded with satisfaction. In the mirror, the boy's eyes were bright and round, his smile showing neat white teeth, pure youthful energy. But to me, it screamed, "Perfect! This set totally brings out my power and dominance!" Tony looked like he wanted to say something, but didn't. Then I heard him mutter in a corner of the shop, "Power and dominance? Forget it. He must have his reasons." "What the hell?" As we left, Tony whispered mysteriously, "There'll be a surprise." I met his gaze. Heh. Surprise. Heh. But can someone tell me why all of Jennifer's friends are here? Where are the slim, gorgeous ladies I pictured? Heck, even a bunch of single guys would be fine. I nearly crushed my fists. "Grabbing Tony," I growled. "This was your big surprise? You brought Jennifer's friends here just to mess with me? If you don't give me something I actually like today, you're dead." Tony wagged a finger at me, wearing a look of profound mystery. "Those girls don't matter to you, but thanks to them, I managed to invite..." He pointed to the center of the party. Someone stood there, back to us, surrounded like the sun by stars. A creeping sense of doom rose in me. No way. I stared at that back, and before she even turned, Tony shouted, barely containing his excitement, "Jennifer!" Didn't expect that, huh? This year I went big. I got her. Jennifer's the hottest name in the circle now. She's about to officially inherit the Smith Group. Most people can't even get her to show. If you ask me, you should stop messing with her. I don't even touch my family's business. What's Jennifer inheriting Smith Group got to do with me? Also, whose friend are you really? Before I could spit it out, Tony called out to Jennifer beside me, eager to show me her outfit. Said it'd blow my mind. "No thanks. I'm not that interested." I yanked free from Tony and bolted straight out of the hall. Watching the glittering lights inside, my eyes stung. I should have been in there happily admiring pretty girls, or at least hanging with the guys. Instead, I'd ended up crouched in the bushes feeding mosquitoes. All that effort, picking my outfit. "Damn you, Jennifer," I muttered darkly. "If not for her, I wouldn't be here." "Damn me how?" A teasing voice came from behind. I spun around and looked up, right into her half-smiling eyes. Who knew how long Jennifer had been standing there, or how much she'd heard? Startled, I jumped to my feet, flustered and mad. "You're an adult now. Ever heard of not eavesdropping?" Tonight, Jennifer wore a pale moon white Q-pow, the tight silk showing off her curves, and on her head, fox ears. Seeing me staring at her head, Jennifer explained, "A fox demon disguised as a human in the Republican era." What a unique costume! Her role might be odd, but she was still so stunning I couldn't look away. Even the system gasped. "As expected of the heroine, this face is lethal. Not just you. Even I'm getting dazzled." Ha! Who's dazzled? A dog, maybe. Not me. The system. Woof woof. With our relationship, I'll bark for you. No big deal. How did it even disappear back then? Someone tell me. Sticking to my principle that no one gets off easy and upholding my villain duties, I started picking at Jennifer. "Ha ha ha! Don't think you're all that. You're not even pretty. What the hell are you wearing anyway? These fox ears look cheap. Not like mine. Feel this texture," I said as I unhooked the foxtail ornament at my waist. Jennifer's smile deepened. She took off the fox ears from her own head and set them on mine. "Here, you wear it." Then she glanced at my outfit. "Young master?" She arched a brow, voice lazy. "I only didn't see you for a few days and you've gotten this dangerously flirty?" I rubbed my chilled arms and shot her a glare. "Act normal. Stop being nuts." Then added, "I'm a mighty imposing general." Jennifer inexplicably smiled again, looking pleased. No way. Getting cussed out makes her happy. She really is a masochist. I took a silent step back. "The hall's buzzing. You love crowds. Why aren't you in there?" I stayed silent, just glaring at her resentfully. Jennifer made an O sound, suddenly enlightened. "From what I heard earlier, it's because of me? Why?" She suddenly bent down closer, shrinking the space between us. Her breath fell warm on my forehead as she spoke. Her gaze felt tangible, heating wherever it landed. Even the top of my head felt like it was smoking. My heart started to race. I looked away and blurted, "A bunch of people were fawning over you just now. It got on my nerves, okay? Jennifer pretended to think, then nodded. It wasn't that much. Just a few compliments each. Pushing her luck, that's Jennifer! I took a deep breath and turned to leave. But Jennifer reached out, her eyes sparkling, her voice soft, laced with a teasing laugh, like coaxing a child. That's only because they didn't see you. If you'd been there, they'd all be praising you, not just crowding me. You'd have dazzled them to death. Don't get ruffled, young Master Luke. I glanced at the hall. Tony happened to look over, waving, his face flushed, clearly having fun. Why was I feeling a little tempted? I pointed at her outstretched hand, still hesitant. Us together? That's not really a good idea, is it? Everyone knew we didn't get along. Seeing me waver, Jennifer grabbed my wrist and pulled me toward the hall. Not really good? Then let's make it good. The moment we stepped inside, Jennifer's group of girlfriends swarmed us. Wow, Luke's looking so handsome today. Whoever marries you will be so lucky. Luke's practically Nua's masterpiece. Look at that face. Young Master Luke, so mighty and imposing. Good thing Jennifer brought you back. Otherwise, those who missed this would regret it. They chattered nonstop, drawing the rest of the guests over, who then began praising me from head to toe. While exchanging polite compliments, I glanced at Jennifer. She happened to be looking at me, too. The moment our eyes met, she suddenly laughed, covering her mouth and leaning to whisper in my ear. Well, didn't they all come to praise you? You really do look great tonight. I stared, a little stunned. Jennifer was really nice tonight. I smiled at her. Genuine. Thanks. This lot, if they weren't bad-mouthing me behind my back, that'd already be good. Publicly praising me, and so over the top, too. And that mighty and imposing, don't think I didn't see Jennifer mouthing along with her friend. Once I escaped the crowd, Tony came straight over, eyeing me suspiciously. Are you and Jennifer getting together? Excuse me? That's slander. I firmly crossed my arms. Aside from mutually not standing each other, I paused, recalling how Jennifer had suddenly leaned close to me outside, then added, and Jennifer trying to gross me out with her weird behavior. There's nothing between us. She just had a sudden pang of conscience. Relax. I promised I wouldn't leave you single. Tony looked speechless. Give me a break. You're the only one who thinks you two don't get along. What's that supposed to mean? Tony didn't answer, just tossed out something off topic. Now, quickly look at Jennifer. Though confused, I obeyed and turned. By sheer coincidence, my gaze collided with hers. Because of my sudden movement, her face still showed a trace of being caught off guard. Tony explained, You're wrong. None of your eye contacts with her have ever been coincidences. Her eyes never leave you. As long as you look back, you'll always see her. Too bad you've never noticed. She likes you. Strange, huh? Someone like Jennifer, way up there, actually falling for you? It shocks me. I was shocked too. Utterly shocked. More shocking than finding someone into baby talk smut. But I've been so awful to her. I egged my dad on to steal her projects. I shaved her dog. I used to hide her homework at school. You're that bad and she still likes you? She's a real pervert. Tony rolled his eyes hard, clearly frustrated. You idiot! Jennifer likes you! Whatever you do, she sees as playful. Stealing projects she calls honoring your elders. Shaving her dog she pretends not to see. To give you homework to hide, she's been writing 2 copies all along. So you two are like Joe Yu and Huang Gai. One's willing to hit, one's willing to take it. What did you think? I stammered. So, when did you know? Tony patted my shoulder, sighing. Brother, think about it. Who besides you doesn't know? Then he leaned close to my ear. Something must have happened between you two lately. Otherwise, Jennifer would never suddenly show it this clearly. Tony then plucked the fox ears off my head. Inside the furry ears was an awkwardly stitched smith. Like a silent declaration, like a long hidden secret. Tony's face said it all. No wonder Jennifer's friends suddenly asked me what you were wearing today. Bro, if you really can't fight it, just go for it. It's Jennifer. She's into you. You hit the jackpot. And with the way she's looking at you right now, I don't think you'll get away. In that instant, I felt my world collapse. I wasn't the villain, I was the clown. A big fat clown. Who the hell bullies someone only to have them fall in love afterward? Jennifer's gotta be messed up. The system sensed my breakdown and tried to comfort me. It's fine. You've been plenty vile already. It's not your fault she finds it kinky. After the party, Tony arranged a late-night meal. Before, to stir up trouble, I'd always sit right next to Jennifer. This time, I felt weirdly nervous, so I dragged Tony to sit at the very back of the booth. But Jennifer, last to arrive, walked straight through the crowd to sit beside me. Why didn't you wait to sit with me this time? There was the tiniest trace of hurt in her voice. This was Jennifer? I glanced around. Everyone looked unfazed, like it was normal. Tony even poked my palm and waggled his brows. Show you! Huang Gai! Huang Gai showed up! I looked up at Jennifer, forced a casual tone. What? You uncomfortable without me annoying you? To my shock, Jennifer admitted it. Yeah, without you beside me, I feel off. Tony poked my palm again, practically vibrating with excitement. His eyes screamed, Go get her, bro! Please, no! Could she not be so blunt? I couldn't handle it. I had no idea how to reply, but Tony did. He smoothly stood, invited Jennifer to take his spot, and slid to the far end under the excuse of settling the bill. Before leaving, he still flattered her. Don't worry, Sister Lynn. I didn't let anyone near Luke. If I make it through tonight alive, you'll owe me. I sat there stiff as a board, eyes locked on the bowl and chopsticks in front of me. Didn't dare look anywhere else. Jennifer, unfazed, poured me orange juice and made small talk. So well behaved tonight? Not piling my favorite anise and bay leaves on my plate anymore? Eating with your eyes now? Not using utensils? I nodded like a bobblehead, not hearing a word. Jennifer fell silent for a few seconds. So what? You found out I like you? That's shocking. What? I whipped my head left and right in panic before finally staring at her face. Why did she look so calm? Meanwhile, I was ready to bolt for the door. Jennifer stayed composed. Why not? I do like you. It wasn't the liking that killed me. It was saying it here, with so many people around. Couldn't she pick a better place? I was dying of embarrassment. I couldn't stay another second. I hurriedly excused myself. When I left, Jennifer stood, wanting to walk me home. I couldn't understand. I'm the guy here, Jennifer said sincerely. But I just want to spend more time with you. My face burned crimson. Jennifer, you shut up! Don't say another word! Jennifer only laughed again. Then you walk me home. Surely young Master Luke has that much courtesy. Can I not? We ended up bickering on the roadside until I gave in. Just before getting into her car, I warned her stubbornly. Don't you dare say any weird stuff in the car, or I'll throw you out! Jennifer snorted with laughter again. Could she please take my threats seriously? After dropping Jennifer off, I couldn't stop thinking about her liking me. No matter how I turned it over, it made no sense. When I got home, Dad was in the living room, calmly making tea. My eyes lit up. I rushed over and leaned on him carelessly. Dad, when'd you get back? Haven't seen you this attentive in ages, he chuckled, sipping his tea. Out with it. What do you want? Is that really how you see your son? I sat down and said, Dad, I've got this friend. Someone he can't stand suddenly confessed to him, and now he feels all restless inside. Why's that? Dad's eyes lit up. Jennifer confessed to you? Well, I'll be damned, girls got guts. He then gave me a look full of disdain. Tisk, can't expect much from you. Even the confession came from her first. Useless. Hey, I didn't even know about it until now. Wait, does the whole world know except me? I sat there stunned, then couldn't help asking, Dad, when did you find out? He answered calmly, You're always trying to get me to steal her clients. But truth is, she never kept them to herself. Every deal she brought me in, too. Way more generous than you. How could I not see how she felt? Then he looked at me again, disdain plain as day. Dad, that's too obvious. He chuckled, covering his forehead, shaking his head. Son, you really think it was about those projects? Think back. You've been tormenting Jennifer since childhood. Did she ever once truly fight with you? Didn't she always go along with your nonsense? She's steady. You say you want something, and next thing you know, she's delivering it to your door, right? I protested. That's because I threatened her. Back then, to rack up disgust points, I played the tough guy every day, forcing Jennifer to be my little lackey, making her run errands. If that's not threatening, what is? Dad threw his head back, laughing. Oh, you're hopeless. Think back, did she ever look like she was threatened? She was happy trailing after you, but you never noticed. And those childish threats of yours, who would take them seriously? His words overlapped with what Tony said earlier. I racked my brain, trying to recall young Jennifer trailing behind me, but the memories were hazy. All I could see was every afternoon after school, her eyes cast down, face unreadable, quietly handing me the snacks from her bag before following me home. She never said a word, and I never once looked back. Suddenly, I felt regret. Why do people only have forward-facing eyes? There's beauty behind, too. That night, I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. My mind drifted back to freshman year. Everyone acted like they'd been freed, falling into relationships left and right. I was no exception. But unfortunately, I met a cheating girlfriend. We'd been dating less than a month when she cheated, blatantly. It was Jennifer who caught her in the act. The scene was a mess. I refused to go inside to witness something so filthy, so I stood silently outside. Tony smoked beside me, cursing under his breath, then sighed and patted my shoulder. Jennifer came over too, trying to comfort me. When Jennifer heard what I said, her face went pale. What had I told her? I buried my head in the pillow, trying to recall. Right, I'd asked her, "Are you happy now, seeing me like this, so pathetic?" I'd always assumed the worst of Jennifer, because I felt guilty. Guilty that I'd given her nothing but malice. Every time I saw her, I remembered how I'd bullied her all along, so I degraded myself by hoping Jennifer would hate me, despise me. That she'd be like everyone else, pointing fingers at me behind my back, cursing me out, not loving me like she does now. In my past life, my parents died when I was little. When I suddenly crossed over here, I was thrilled. I thought it was a gift from heaven, parents, love, a family. But then the system appeared, and I realized it was all an accident. I'd stolen someone else's body. Later, I often woke up at night, dreaming of the real Luke, demanding to know why I stole his body, his life, and the love that should have been his. In the dream, he'd rage and yell. And then he'd cry, powerless, begging me to leave his body. I cried too. I cried apologies, cried that I'd be leaving soon. That dream haunted me for years. I felt like a thief, stealing what belonged to the real Luke. So I never dared get too close to anyone, never accepted kindness. I bristled with thorns. The better people treated me, the guiltier I felt. Even when Dad urged me to take over the company, I refused, because all this belonged to the real Luke. Then the system gave me a mission. Rack up disgust points. Do it, it said. Make Jennifer hate you enough, and you can go home. And I made the most regrettable decision of my life. I agreed. I didn't shake off my guilt toward Luke instead. I added guilt toward Jennifer. A swampy path, all the way to the end, never daring to look back. When I was young, I once saw a movie. It had a line. You meet someone, you make a mistake, you want to fix it, pay it back, but in the end, you realize you never can. Mistakes can't be undone. What we owe can never be repaid. The first time I heard it, I didn't get it. Hearing it again, I was living it. Years-old bullets straight to the forehead. In the silent night, only the wind moved outside my window. Then the system spoke, shattering the quiet. Actually, I found Luke. Do you want to see him? My breath stopped. Trembling, I asked, "What? What do you mean? Is that really possible?" The system's voice was still mechanical, but I thought I heard a trace of joy. "You used to stay up every night, muttering how sorry you were, right? So I searched every world for Luke. I figured if you two could meet, it might help. He's been living quite the life. You could learn a thing or two." As the system finished speaking, I blacked out. When I woke, I was in a white space, facing a door. The system said, "Open it." Inside is Luke. "Don't run, don't chicken out, or I'll lock you in here for 2 days. No, 2 months." I knew it was trying to reassure me, so I forced a smile to ease its worry. Taking a deep breath, I opened the door with shaking hands. Inside were walls of flickering screens, each showing a man who looked exactly like me. Him in a European court uniform, speaking passionately among men. Him flying on a sword with companions, laughing freely. Him shirtless, carrying a hoe. Even him crouched by a cauldron, studying herbs in deep thought. The system saw my fascination and explained, "These are all the worlds he's been to." What did that mean? After I found his soul consciousness, he heard you'd already taken his body. So he chose to travel through worlds doing missions, helping us repair the storylines. That's why I was gone so long, guiding him through missions. Just as the system finished, a warm voice sounded behind me. "And you are?" Luke had returned. I turned. He instantly guessed who I was, smiling at me. "I figured you'd come, just didn't expect it so soon." I stared at him for a long time, then blurted the words I'd repeated 1,000 times in dreams. "I'm sorry." Luke froze, then smiled easily. "There's nothing to be sorry for. None of this was your fault. And look, haven't I had a pretty great run?" He gestured at the screens. True, he'd had failures, but on his face was a satisfaction, a joy I couldn't put into words. With a wave of his hand, a couch appeared, and he flopped onto it, dragging me down beside him. "How's the old man?" It took me a moment to realize he meant Dad. "He's good, healthy, eats well, sharp as ever." Then I told him stories from our childhood. He laughed heartily. When he calmed down, Luke turned to me. "He's the one I worry about most." I hurried to answer. "I'll take care of him. I promise." "I believe you. He's your dad too, after all." Luke smiled. That day, we lay on the couch for a long time, talking. Eventually, I told him about Jennifer, about feeling like I owed her. I didn't know how to handle her feelings. One moment Luke was lounging, the next he bolted upright. "That Lynn Jennifer girl likes you?" I nodded, dazed. Luke muttered into his hand, then fell into thought. After a while, he grimaced. "The system showed me what you've done these past years. You went too far with her. You need to apologize. She may act like she doesn't care, but you have to mean it. Make it right. Otherwise, you're no man. You've got to own what you did." I nodded in agreement. Luke scratched his head, looking troubled. "I don't know much about love, but one thing I do know. Luke can only accept someone's feelings if he loves them back, not out of guilt. So I hope you live the life we share well. Or next time we meet, I'll really punch you like I did in your dream. And don't let Dad work so hard. He deserves to retire." Luke. He playfully punched my chest hard. His eyes were bright, shimmering. I nodded furiously, laughing and crying all at once. When I woke, it was already morning. Sunlight streamed in through the window, spilling across the blanket. I touched the light on the quilt. It was perfectly warm. "Thank you, Luke. And thank you, system." The mood was just right, waiting for the system to say, "It's nothing." A full-on redemption moment. But what came first was Pair of Twos. The cheerful soundtrack of Fight the Landlord blasted through my mind. Then the system's voice followed. Damn, he really had a pair of twos? I'm screwed this round. Huh? Luke, what'd you just say? Me. Get lost, dumbass. But I thought long and hard about what Luke said. After lunch, I called Jennifer out, ready to clear the air. As soon as she sat down, I got straight to the point. "I came today to apologize. For reasons I can't explain, I've bullied you since we were kids. I'm really, truly sorry." I stood and bowed deeply. Jennifer looked flustered, helping me up. "It doesn't matter. I don't mind." I shook my head, "But I do mind. The fact is, I did wrong and I have to apologize. You're strong enough to shrug it off, but if you were a little weaker, the damage could have been immeasurable. I was wrong. I can't just take your forgiveness and pretend it erases my mistakes. I'm really, truly sorry." I hesitated, then added, "No matter what you ask in the future, I'll do my best to make it up to you. Money, projects, anything." Jennifer looked annoyed. "I already have those. I cut her off, meeting her eyes. "But right now, I don't love you. You know that, don't you?" She froze for a few seconds, then finally muttered, "I know." I stepped closer, speaking seriously. "But I admit I have feelings for you. I might fall in love with you later." Her eyes lit up again. "But what I feel right now is more guilt than love. I can't turn guilt into love yet. I need time. Because for the first 26 years of my life, I never once looked back at you. That's unfair to you. You can also..." Jennifer cut me off. "I believe that if you turn back, you'll only ever see me." Her eyes were full of confidence. Suddenly, I remembered once going to the Chen group to see her. She was in a meeting then, brimming with confidence, every gesture full of command. Just like now, I let out a relieved smile. Jennifer never wasted her life on loving me. She's always been walking her own path. After that talk, our connection grew closer. For the first time, I noticed that when Jennifer laughed, little dimples appeared on her cheeks. For the first time, I saw how vivid her expressions could be. I found myself wanting to know more about her, but in the end, she still understood me more. Suddenly, I really wanted to know what Jennifer was like all those years. The Jennifer who had always been behind me. The day we got together, I dug out my old high school uniform and begged Jennifer to put it on. Then I took her back to our old school. We walked side by side down the same streets, ate the same food we once had. At the end, I motioned for Jennifer to walk ahead while I followed a step behind. I stepped on the same bricks and dead leaves she once had, stared at the school uniform back she'd looked at day after day. It felt like I was walking in sync with the Jennifer of the past. But slowly, heartache filled me. Following from behind meant seeing nothing, so I blurted out, "Jennifer, I'm sorry it took me so long to finally see you." She froze, then slowly turned and gave me a dazzling smile. "Luke, I always knew you wanted me to hate you. I never knew why, but just to stay by your side, I never smiled around you. I always frowned, pretended I disliked you. You feel guilty you never looked back, but you don't know I'm glad you didn't. Because only from behind could I love you without holding back. Loving you was always my own thing. And when you couldn't see me, I became a better version of myself." Her voice trembled, choked, but she stood tall. I stood frozen, then slowly lifted my eyes to her. The memories came clear. I remembered Jennifer trailing behind me, sunlight filtering through branches onto her, the breeze lifting her uniform hem. Her face looked weary, disinterested in everything. But her eyes held everything that mattered to her. "Jennifer, I love you.